A very good afternoon to all of you. I welcome you all to session number 39 of ICF Travel Series Break Free. And today's session is titled Chasing the Storm. And I would say it's some kind of a perfect timing or karmic coincidence that the weather itself is stormy and maybe some cyclone or storm is brewing up somewhere, and there has been rain for the past few weeks. Like Delhi broke the record for maximum rains in the past 19 years. In fact, when it comes to weather, like Delhi has been breaking a record since July last. Like every month, there has been some sort of record being broken, whether it's the heat or the cold or the rainfall or heat wave days or other things. But every month we have had something special. And I would say today's session is from Kolkata Cloudchasers. It's going to be special. Our speakers are going to be Debarshi, Joyjeet, and one more member from their group.
Yes, she is here, Chirasree Chakraborty, but she is with the name Lenovo Tab M8. That is her.
Okay. So that's what I was wondering. So let's start straight away over to, I think, Joyjeet, who is going to do the intro.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone.
Yes, I'll just start sharing the screen with the slides so that Joyjeet can lead you in. Okay, I'll just give me 1 second. I will start sharing the screen.
As the name suggests, we are the Kolkata Cloudchasers, a group of 8 individuals from very different professions, but who have photography as one of their hobbies. So, am I audible to everyone?
Yes.
Yes, you are audible.
Thank you very much. So, as you can see on the screen, we are 8 members in Kolkata Cloudchasers right now, and we all are from different backgrounds, but we had photography as a common interest, and somewhere along with that, we formed this group called the Kolkata Cloudchasers in 2014, because we found out that everyone had an interest in shooting storms, clouds. That was one genre which which was very spectacular, and we all the 8 of us liked clicking the photographs about that. So in 2014, we formed this group called the Kolkata Cloudchasers. It was primarily formed on WhatsApp, but we knew each other from before. From 2006-7 onwards, we were interacting in different photography groups. So that's how we started. And the 8 of us who are there, there is Chirasree, who is also nicknamed. We all have our nicknames, and Debarshi will be telling you about the nickname later. We have Chirasree, who is nicknamed as Phoenix, and she has her own business of printing and press business. Then there is Indranil, who is based out of Delhi. He is nicknamed Albatross. He is into organizing treks and tours, say, across the Himalayas, right from Ladakh to, say, the Bengal and Assam. Then there is Abhishek, who is nicknamed THUNDERMAN. Abhishek has his own business of engineering. He's into an engineering business. Rishi is, I don't know if all of you know, he is the only Indian, Debarshi is the only Indian to have won the Nikon Grand Prix award in 2010. And till date, there has been no one else who has won it. So Debarshi is the roadrunner and an inspiration for most of us in the group to be clicking clouds and chasing storms. Then we have uh, Rishi heads a medical pharmaceutical company, and there is Diganta Gogoi, who is an independent photographer. He is from Guwahati, but he settled in Calcutta. There is Suman Ghosh, who is also into who is an engineer by profession and is working in a private organization. And there is Krishnendu Chakraborty, who is into uh, he is a marketer he's in the marketing department for a heavy equipment company. And lastly, I work as a debt collection personnel for TVS company. And that is it. We are 8 of us, and with all from different backgrounds. And because of our common interest in photography and photographing a very different genre of clouds, storms, and lightnings, that we are part of the Kolkata Cloudchasers, which is probably the only group in the country who's into all, say, doing this, as well as then we've started forecasting about through our Facebook page and our Twitters, and over the years we had people following us. So what has been good with that? So that's about the introduction part for us, and I'll ask Debarshi to take it forward.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you, Joyjeet, for the introduction. I'll just go through a few other facts on what we do and how we do it. As Joyjeet already told, that we started with this love for clouds and extreme weather. And at that time, and we are talking about 2014, we did not have that much of technical assistance, as in good weather forecasting websites or good weather forecasting infrastructure. But if you look at now, we have fantastic weather forecasting infrastructure. In the IMD itself, if you look at the website, it's absolutely detailed. And I remember in 2014 when we used to track cloud formations or storm trajectories on the IMD's website, the picture it used to get updated, I think once in half an hour, 30-35 minutes. And that was difficult because the storm used to go away in that time. So then, in the time you got the next update. But now it is almost updated within 1 or 2 minutes. So it is a fantastic improvement by the government as far as weather forecasting and weather satellites are concerned. And you get information at your doorsteps through a lot of apps right now. You can download it free on the net. We do have paid versions of those apps where we can get those ideas and those information where we can predict the trajectories of or the movement of storms quickly. Now, as a team, as Joyjeet again said, that we normally do a lot of forecasting regarding lightning also. So for that, the entire team has different responsibilities. We have actually three broad areas of work. First is tracking. We need to track the information of storms through apps and the IMD website. And there are the team. Their job is to make sure that they go to the apps and the weather forecast websites to find out whether we are getting any storm formations or not. Of course, after the tracking is done, we normally set out when we get time. And as you have very well understood now, that we are into different kind of businesses and professions, and it's very difficult to arrange everybody and go on a chase. we have hardly had instances where all of 8 of us has been on a single chase. As Indranil, who has been a speaker here before, I presume he's in Delhi, so he misses out almost every time. But as far as tracking is concerned, he's always there because with that app you can track weather anywhere in the world. So after we get the information of the storm, we set out on our cars on the highway, and we try to reach the place where we find it appropriate to intercept storm formations. And then there are spotters in the team. They physically spot the storm, and of course there are the navigators like myself and Joyjeet. That is why my name is Roadrunner, because all our nicknames have something to do with our storm chases and our love for clouds and storms. So Phoenix is, of course, a self-explanatory nickname. I think Thunderman is also a self-explanatory name because he's our lightning photography expert. I mean, there are 3 experts here for lightning: Chirasree, Joyjeet, the person who spoke right now, and Abhishek. The 3 are experts in lightning in the team. And of course, Indranil calls, he's a high altitude mountain rescuer also. That is why his name is Albatross. Um, Diganta is the live wire of the team, so that is why we nicknamed him Hellboy. Uh, Joyjeet, as I told you, Boltanator for the lightning bolts. Suman is really the most well behaved boy in our team, and he is actually the wind data expert in the team. He reads wind data and trajectories and gives us a lot of information. For us, the entire reading is done by Chirasree Chakraborty. She's actually our we do not believe in a leader concept, but she's our captain. She has extreme technical information on storms and cyclones and lightning. We'll be sharing all the information. And Krishnendu is ZEUS, also fantastic with camera work and tracking. So that is the team, and that is how we do it. The 3 areas of work, and of course, for us, safety is a huge concern. We make sure that we are always safe. We follow a lot of safety precautions, but with extreme weather, you just really don't know. I mean, it's so unpredictable. We have been in situations where it was very tough from many times. We have situations where we could not even imagine what is going to happen. The map said nothing, but it was violent lightning, heavy gusts of wind. The nor'westers, which we love to shoot in South Bengal, is sometimes very, very deadly. And coupled with that, those cyclones which are hitting the Bay of Bengal regularly, we'll talk about that later. So this is what we do. So next, we'll of course go to the climate change and localized thunderstorm and cloud systems. Chirasree, would you like to come in here for a few minutes?
Yeah. So am I audible?
Yes, Chirasree.
It's better for you to explain this localized thunderstorms and cloud systems.
Chirasree, you're audible, but not very clear.
Okay. I'm telling you
Yeah, now it's
to
better.
I'm telling you to explain these localized thunderstorms and cloud systems. I will
Okay.
go to the cyclones and all.
Okay, so what we will do is we will be looking at a few images as we are photographers. We will be talking about our experiences with localized thunderstorms, cloud systems, and climate change, because we have this opinion that the shift in climate change has got a lot to do with thunderstorms getting more violent, season after season. So I hope Chirasree and Joyjeet will come in at one point of time in this. So as we are photographers, we'll love to
Yes, yes.
photograph clouds. So we will be talking about this subject while looking at a few images. So we'll just go straight to the images. Of course, we decided to start our slideshow with this fantastic storm cloud system. It is called the Shelf Cloud, shot in Puri by Chirasree Chakraborty. So now, well, we have been, as we have been photographing from 2014 and been shooting clouds even more before than that. This kind of cloud systems is extremely rare in this part of India. We are talking about eastern part of India, South Bengal. But if you look at last 7 to 8 years, these sound systems has been very common in even in over Calcutta. We have witnessed huge arcus or the shelf clouds like this over Calcutta, which when we started photographing clouds, we always dreamt of having to photograph this kind of clouds, and we used to admire all. The shelf clouds are very common in North America, in the Tornado Alley, which is right near to Oklahoma City. So they have this kind of amazing shelf clouds, and we used to admire their pictures, and we used to talk within ourselves that when are we going to see these things and photograph. But fortunately or unfortunately, these things are happening in a bigger way over the city of Calcutta, and these are storm cells which has a lot of lightning inside. So it's extremely violent sometimes, creates a lot of fatalities. A lot of fatalities. India has been seeing a lot of lightning fatalities recently in a bigger way. We will come to lightning later. So, the biggest worry for us with climate change is that the cloud systems are changing over South Bengal. So, and it's been changing every year. I'll just give an example. We do not have the kind of tornado formations where we have this spouts. Looks like an elephant's trunk. These happens mainly in again in Western countries, but not very rare in India. But in South Bengal, there has been sightings of at least 8 tornado formations, although smaller, not that violent. But this year it has been 8 in West Bengal. We have been, not that lucky to photograph that, but I have photographed one 4 years back, a very small one over the district of Bardhaman. But the fact is that these things are happening in eastern part and in southern Bengal, which we have always seen it on movies like Twister. Of course, Twister was a very violent, highest category tornado in the movie. But in real life, also we have very high category tornadoes in North America and Tornado Alley, but not here in South Bengal. But this year there was one which had created a lot of property damage very near to Calcutta. So, but luckily there was no loss of lives from that tornado formation. But there are sightings in South Bengal now, 8 of them officially in Bengal. I know that every year it happens once or twice, but here this year it has been quite dramatic. I mean, Chirasree and myself, we were talking one day that we can't even imagine this thing happening. So we believe that, of course, things are getting warmer. There are a lot of pollution everywhere, and the nature of storms and these kind of tornado formations, shelf cloud formations are getting more and more frequent in South Bengal. So that is something a little bit worrying about that. It makes lovely pictures though, but it is scary. As somebody who we love to study nature, climate and photograph things, we are getting a little bit scared now when we hear newses of sightings like this. Okay. So again, this one is shot by Diganto. Again, lightning. This is something which we love to shoot. Abhishek, Chirasree, Joyjeet, all three of them extremely experienced lightning photographers. You have to be very careful though. We have do's and don'ts later for lightning photography. We will share it with you because I think that will be helpful for all of them. Because I think there was a very sad incident in Jaipur a few months back where a lot of people died due to a very bad lightning strike. So lightning fatalities in India, they're increasing every year. In fact, we'll share with you a report a few days back. We came back, I think, yesterday or day before yesterday in Times of India, that the new hotspot of lightning in India is Kolkata city right now. That is the newest hotspot of lightning. So I think it's very alarming, very alarming for everybody, especially for us. We have been giving out lightning related warnings, storm related warnings as they come for the city of mainly for Kolkata, but we can see this for all over West Bengal and all over India also. But we normally give out these warnings for the Kolkata city mainly. But we'll be talking about that later. So, Chirasree, can you just come in and describe the kind of lightning this is? It's a little bit technical, but maybe it will be helpful for the viewers.
Yeah, this is actually cloud to ground lightning. This is what I think negative cloud to ground lightning.
Sorry, cannot hear you.
Okay, now?
Much better.
Yes, better.
Okay. Actually, this is cloud to ground lightning strike. The branches here, this is called negative cloud to ground lightning strikes. These are generated in the clouds, and all the things over the surface are positively charged and made a connection with the negatively charged strip leaders, and this type of cloud to ground lightning strikes happen. These are negatively charged cloud to ground lightning strikes.
Okay, we just move on to some few more pictures. Another beautiful shelf cloud formation shot by Suman. Suman actually stays in the town of Singur. Singur is actually around 42 kilometers from ahead of Calcutta, north of Calcutta. So he is actually our early weather warning system whistleblower from where he stays. Normally, all the storm systems which are localized thunderstorms in South Bengal, which happens mainly in the summers, the nor'westers, they and the other tropical thunderstorms which we have, they normally form in the Chote Nagpur plateau in Jharkhand, and then they take a Asansol, Durgapur, Bardhaman route, and it crosses from Suman's residence over Singur, and then they come towards Calcutta. So Suman is almost like an early warning indicator for us. He's like the weatherman who can warn us, around 30 to 40 minutes before a big storm strikes Calcutta. So we can see apps, but Suman is the human eye in the team who warns us, relating to these storms. Okay. Just go beautiful sunset colors. We love sunset colors as team of photographers. Shot by Joyjeet, I think this one. Okay, some few more lightnings shots. This place happens to be one of our favorite places to go in Calcutta. This is the riverside of Hooghly. We sometimes, as a team, we meet here to discuss about our future course of action, what we are going to do, what kind of presentations we are going to give to the schools and colleges. We normally have decided that with all our pictures and all our databases and experiences, we decided to reach out to young students and also students in colleges, and now into social clubs like Lions and Rotary and other institutions as well. We go there and we have a presentation for them where we talk about climate change, our experiences with storms, and how to stay safe from storms and lightning. So that is what we normally do as a team. And we get a lot of joy out of sharing this kind of knowledge, where we think that this might help in actually saving our planet in the future and saving lives during lightning and thunder strikes. Okay, some more pictures. Ladakh now from Mr. Indranil Kaur. He's our mountain man, so all the pictures from the hills and mountains are from his camera. Okay, some more storm formations. This is near Batanagar. This is very near to Calcutta. Of course, we love rainbows. This was shot last year during the lockdown time when we were not allowed to leave. So this shot from my terrace. This is the only thing that has actually saved all of us during the lockdown from going insane, from staying at home. That the clouds did come to into Calcutta, to Singur. I hope Indranil got clouds in Delhi, but we got the clouds and storms in South Bengal right over our residences during both the lockdown period. So we were actually lucky, and actually these things saved us from turning absolutely insane from that, that lockdown situation. Okay. Another one from Diganto. Diganto is a very talented photographer. As most of us, the storms and clouds are seasonal, right? So you do not get storms and clouds throughout the year. So when we do not get storms and clouds, we shoot other subjects as well. Chirasree, Joyjeet, both of them are very, very good bird photographers as well. They turn into birds. I love travels and travel and street photography, so I turn to streets. Diganto is, of course, a very, very well-known street photographer. They're also avid travelers, so they're also very good travel photographers. So that is what we do when the season is not there. Some more shots. This is Suman's residence, where he gives us these warnings. This is his terrace. So this was one such storm which had come, and he had messaged us on WhatsApp that it's just passing over my place, and this is the trajectory. It is heading straight towards Calcutta. So you better start giving your warnings. Some more images from Ladakh by Indranil. This is by Thunderman, Abhishek. This was this year, I think, a few weeks back. I think a month and a half back, we had this stunning thunderstorm with the sunset, and this unbelievable red glow in the sky with very low wall clouds and lot of lightning. I was also in my terrace, but under a shed, which we normally practice when we photograph. We normally do not stand in an open air terrace, because that's something you should not do during lightning strikes. So we were all inside our sheds, which are made of concrete, and Abhishek shot it from his house near Alipur in Calcutta. But this was stunning with a beautiful red background. This is very uncommon; does not happen all the time. But there has to be a specific time when there is a sunset. The sun is at a specific angle, and then you have that. And getting a lightning is something. A fantastic added bonus, a big cherry on top for us. And as you know, that it's extremely unpredictable. You cannot predict a lightning strike while photographing. So you have to be very lucky to get strikes like this. It's fantastic shot from Abhishek. Okay, it's shot by Diganto from his terrace. Again, lockdown effect for all of us. This is South Calcutta, a beautiful storm that day. Another fantastic image from Joyjeet. Joyjeet also is actually fearless when shooting storms and lightning. He loves lightning. Okay, this is another shot of a lightning strike falling on the 42. As you can see, a very tall building at the back of the frame. Does not look very tall here, but this is the tallest structure in Calcutta right now. And the story, Abhishek actually got struck by lightning when he was shooting this. And there's this story, I would have loved him to come, but I think he's in office. Two of our photographers, Chirasree and Abhishek, they've both been hit by mild lightning. I think Chirasree has been hit twice or thrice, Abhishek once. This is what actually is dangerous, because even with so much of precautions, you never know what's going to happen. Abhishek was inside a shed during this image while he was taking it. He took all the precautions, but there was something called the reverse charge, a charge that goes ground up. We normally know that lightning is from the sky to the ground, but Chirasree, can you just elaborate on this? You are an expert. I would rather not mess up the information.
Yeah, this is actually also Cloudchasers. I think Abhishek is here. Abhishek?
Is he here? Where is he? Abhishek? Thunderman, are you here? Thunderman, बोलो इसके बारे में थोड़ा बोलो ना सबको.
अरे नहीं, आप तो बोलिए ना, हम ऑफिस में थोड़ा सा हम सिर्फ देख रहे हैं, आप लोग को सुन रहे हैं.
थोड़ा जल्दी बोल दे. You have taken this is an iconic shot. Nobody has taken this. So this is an iconic. I think you should tell what was the price that you paid for this.
No, I did get struck that day, but that's story for different times. I'll just tell you guys that lightning goes from ground to up also. There's just like a CG, there are GCs also from ground to cloud lightning. So basically, I was inside the shed, and the whole shed itself uh, left a charge which was supposed to go up and connect to the main leader. But luckily, it did not. If it had, the main bolt would have landed on my shed, and I would have been electrocuted. Luckily, that did not happen. So it was a disconnected, or you can say, not a successful leader which connected. So I got saved that way. Otherwise, if it had connected, I would have been toast. So that's the most important information I would like to give out for every other person trying to shoot lightning. Please do not stay out in the open while shooting lightning. Extremely dangerous. You can even get electrocuted while you're using electronics inside the house. So just stay on your bed, close your windows, and try to avoid anything that can conduct electricity to yourself. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhishek. Yes, we were absolutely scared. I remember we were in a WhatsApp chat at that time. I was also in my office. So Abhishek was, writing that I got a fantastic bolt of lightning from my factory terrace. And then he said, I got another one. And then he became very quiet. And we thought that maybe he's gone back to work. But after that, we heard that, he was numb, waist down for some time. And it was scary. And after that, we had become much more careful. And we were always careful. But, that is the bad thing about a weather phenomena like lightning. It's extremely unpredictable. You really do not know what can happen. The same thing happened with Chirasree also. She does not talk about that much. She will be calling me after this that why I have mentioned it. But she also got hit twice, right, Chirasree? You got hit twice?
Price actually. First
Thrice.
time I was,
So she's like a magnet.
first time I was practically unaware of those safety rules and all. I was sitting, standing on an open terrace. That was my fault. At the second time and third time also, I was standing under some concrete shelves. Still, I got struck by, I think, some upward spiller or something like that.
Actually, that is the most challenging part of what we do is we have to constantly remind ourselves that it is dangerous and you might get killed and you should not do a lot of things. But believe me, when we get to see these kind of lightning and storms coming, we actually go into a stage of trance. And many of the times we forget that we have to be very, very careful. So one of us in the team, we have been given a responsibility that when this thing happens, you have to keep your cool and you have to ask everybody to take extreme precautions. So that is what we try to do. But sometimes we are absolutely in a trance and then we forget. So that is something which we should not do, but that is always also happens because actually 100% perfect in what we do. But we become more and more careful as the years go by, as we learn, we have become more and more careful. Okay, beautiful lenticular clouds in the Himalayas, again by Indranil. Okay, this is one of my favorite shots. I thought that I believe what defines Kolkata Cloudchasers, that we love going towards a storm, like the person looks like he's riding towards the storm. So, but we do take a lot of precautions, but we normally love taking our cars towards the storm. And it normally happens that in rural areas when we do this, people think we are absolutely crazy. That might be true, but the majority of the times they are running away from the storm and we are running towards the storm. It is a hilarious situation sometimes. It looks very odd though that we are running towards the storm with our cameras and tripods, and lightning triggers, and people are actually driving or running or riding away from the storm. Okay, another shot from Chirasree. It's fantastic spread of lightning. South Calcutta, especially, at one season we had a lot of lightning. This year it's North Calcutta. We are having extreme amount of lightning in North Calcutta this season. Especially those who are living in Salt Lake, the airport, and the Newtown area, they have gone through a lot. I mean, a lot of ACs, fridges, TVs, telephones have absolutely gone out of service. They have been destroyed by lightning this season. My in-laws, and I have seen them getting totally scared when this happens. Extreme heavy lightning this season. This season has been, I think, more scarier than any. I mean, some previous last 4 5 years. This season has been the worst when it comes to lightning strikes over Kolkata suburbs. Some more shots. I'll just go through it. I know we have a set time to do it. Okay, so we'll just go through the images quickly. Okay, now I think we would love to share a little bit, a few views about cyclones. And you know that the cyclones have been making a lot of news for the last 3 4 years. We have been having huge mega cyclones in the Bay of Bengal as well as in the Arabian Sea. But today we will be mainly concentrating on cyclones in the eastern part of India. So Chirasree, can you just take it over from here?
Yeah, thank you, Rishi. Okay, actually, we will talk about the climate change and cyclones. Uh, First, what is a cyclone? In meteorology, actually, a cyclone is a large-scale air mass that rotates around a strong center of low atmospheric pressure, counterclockwise in the northern hemisphere and clockwise in the southern hemisphere. Actually, the development of tropical cyclones may be divided into three stages: the formation and initial development, full maturity, and modification or the decay. Tropical cyclones form only over warm ocean waters near the equator. To form a cyclone, warm moist air over the ocean rises upward from the near surface. You can see in this image. So basically, as the warm air rises, it causes an area of lower air pressure below. And air from the surrounding areas with higher air pressure pushes into the low pressure area. Then this new cool air becomes warm and moist and rises too, and the cycle continues. As the warm moist air rises and cools the water in the air, they forms cloud. The whole system of clouds and winds spins and grows, fed by the ocean's heat and water evaporating from the ocean surface. And as the storm system rotates faster and faster, an eye forms in the center. We all heard about the eyes of cyclone. So basically, it is very calm and clear in the eye with a very low air pressure. High air pressure, higher pressure air from above flows into the eye. Basically, eye is the calmest part of the cyclone. Now we all heard about the climate change. Because of climate change, tropical cyclones are expected to increase in intensity as well as in frequency. Warmer ocean temperatures and rising seawater levels are expected to intensify their intensity and the impacts. I like to share some data. Actually, during 2020, five cyclones, Amphan, Nishorg, Goti, Nibhor, and Burevi formed over northern Indian Ocean, that is the Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea. Four of them, except Goti, made landfall in the eastern and western coasts of India. There are categories of cyclone. We heard about super cyclones, very severe cyclones. So these are the categories of cyclones. These categories are based on the wind speed. When circulation happens over the ocean surface, then a low pressure area forms, then it will intensify into a well marked low pressure area, then intensify into depression, then to deep depression, then into a cyclonic storm. And the categories of cyclonic storms are like severe cyclonic storm. You can see the image here. Very severe cyclonic storm, extremely severe cyclonic storm, and the super cyclones. So these are basically technical information about cyclones. Now coming to the most exciting part. The members of Kolkata Cloudchasers ever chased a cyclone? Yes, we did. It was during 2019 November. Very severe cyclonic storm Bulbul made landfall near Shabur Island of West Bengal around I think 6 to 7 p.m. Two of our members, BOLTANATOR, that is Joyjeet and me, we did the chase. We visited HELLBOI Island near Bokhali. We document the cyclone. While the other members like Diganta, Ishi, Abhishek, they were busy to provide us the data. That was the most important part of the chase. Uh, I think it was kind of lifetime experience to us. Also, we documented super cyclone Amphan, which made landfall as a very severe cyclonic storm. Uh, I think it was near Digha, I think. Amphan made a landfall and made a very heavy impact over the coastal district of West Bengal as well as Kolkata, as its trajectory was very close to Kolkata. You can see the trajectory here, the Amphan's trajectory, and also the very severe cyclonic storm, yes, this year. But in both cases, we documented the cyclone from our terraces because we are following the COVID protocols and decided not to hit the road. Also, one thing you have to keep in mind, the safety rules. Yes, we chased a very severe cyclonic storm, but we followed every single safety rules and left the area long before the landfall. So this is one of the most important part of storm chasing. You have to follow, you have to maintain the safety rules. I think now it's time for some pictures of Bulbul, Amphan and Yas. Over to you, Rishi.
Okay, thank you, Chirasree. What we have done is that we have included a little bit more technical information about cyclones. I've skipped those two slides very quickly because there are a lot of text information. I will again share this, latest updated slideshow with Vivek ji, so that you can all download the file from a link I can share because you have the information there. I have skipped those slides because more technical information, which has been more or less told by Chirasree. We have also a video at the end of the slideshow. If there is time, I will play the video back. That's a 10-minute video of what Cyclone Bulbul, look like from the videos from Chirasree and Joyjeet. The two visited that area of landfall, but they came way before the landfall actually happened. If we get the time, we'll play that video, and you can have a look at what exactly was happening during that time. So I'll just go to the other slides very quickly now, which is lightning safety. It is very, very, very interesting and important that we share this kind of data with you, because I think as a platform here, of course, we are here to show you our images and to tell you about what we do. But I think as a platform, it is very, very important that we share with you some very important information regarding lightning safety. This is one of our major, I think, major willingness to share lightning and safety data with all of our followers or our listeners in this case, so that you can be safe and you can pass on this information to your friends and family. Okay, so this is what was the report I was talking about, which came in the Times of India 2 days back, and it's very scary actually. I mean, I know that those who had read this, they are very scared now, but we have been telling about this for the last 2-3 seasons, that the lightning in Kolkata is increasing day by day and it is getting scarier. So finally, there is one big report in the papers, and I hope people will take things very seriously right now. Two, many of them do, but there are others who do not. They do not take during thunderstorms. They're very fast moving storms. These lightning strikes will happen only for 15-20 minutes. So you can wait, or wait under a shed. We'll share the details in the coming slides. Okay, so lightning do's and don'ts is very, very important. I'll just go through it. It is in the slideshow. So when you are outdoors, you have to seek shelter from lightning. So in Delhi also, I know that there has been a lot of lightnings recently. Because I was looking at the cloud systems, and of course I am sure that there was lightning strikes in and around Delhi in the last few weeks. So I think the first thing is that when there is light, you have to stay inside. You might be traveling, you might be in a two-wheeler, you might be walking, you might be in a bus. If you are in your own car, that is a different thing altogether, which is also mentioned here. But the first thing you have to do is to get inside a concrete roofing. Anywhere you want, you just do not stay outside. In a car, when you are there, close all the doors and windows. Do not touch the metal parts and stay inside the car till the lightning strike or the thunderstorms fade away. Okay, this is something very, very important. So shelter inside a roof is important. You cannot be in a, say, in an open field, open paddy field. Even with us, when we shoot storms in the highway, for example, we are in the middle of a paddy field shooting storms. When we see that the lightning strikes are happening very close to where we are, we avoid our photographic journey, and we go inside the car and we wait it out. We also do not follow a rule where we are standing in an open field. So open field anywhere which is open is not recommended to stand in when there is lightning strike. Okay. Electric poles, electric towers, metal objects. Even if you are carrying an umbrella during a lightning strike, very, very dangerous. It's a pointed object made of metal, and it is prone to lightning strikes. In Calcutta, 2 years back, we had a fatality where a couple took a shelter under a monument in the Maidan area and holding an umbrella which was open, and they were hit. They were struck. The lightning struck the umbrella, and there was one fatality. The lady was seriously injured. So there are instances where an open umbrella has attracted lightning. So that is absolutely not recommended. So anything which is made of metal, even we do not recommend talking on cell phones during lightning strikes. We do not use mobile phones even when we shoot lightning strikes from our cars or from a distance while in our storm chases. That is where we use actually band free, free license free radios, walkie talkies, and that is why we have nicknames like those which I have seen in the first one. We call ourselves on radios with nicknames. So we do not use even mobile phones also during lightning strikes. So if you are in water, in a swimming pool, or in a lake or a pond, it's time to get out of the water. Okay, even small boats is quite dangerous. We have had instances in Sundarbans where we have had reports that they were struck by lightning. But I know these are easier said than done. Sometimes it's not possible, but you have to be very careful. So you should not do these. Be careful of these things. Okay, some don'ts. Electrical appliances, as Abhishek was saying, please open it, as all of you do. I mean, all of you must be doing this. Taking the plug out of the television, opening the Tata Sky connections. You must be doing this. Any phones charging, it's better to switch it off and unplug. Okay. Again, telephones, which I was saying, any metal objects. So this is, I think, very, very important, and something we almost mention in every presentation that we do is how to stay safe from lightning. So it is very, very important. And please, I would request everybody who's here today to spread the message to your loved and dear ones, friends, family, colleagues. that this thing has to be followed. It is easier. It is okay to carry cell phones, but we do not recommend using cell phones during thunderstorms if you are outside in your home, outside of your home. So it is very important. You can carry the cell phone. There is no problem carrying the cell phone, but it is better to stay inside. First thing is you have to get indoors, any way possible, anyway, indoors or inside a car. So I think this is something which we wanted to tell all of you, that you have got to be very, very careful with lightning. And these things are increasing, and especially those who are in South Bengal or in the eastern part, in Orissa, in South Bengal, South Jharkhand. It's very, very dangerous. There are a lot of lightning. Even in North Bengal has seen extreme amount of lightning this time. So this is, I think, very, very important. We've thought of sharing two pictures of our cars. These are two cars which we use for our storm chases. Actually, Chirasree had asked me to take some few more photos, but I thought that it would make our slideshow much more lengthy. Because almost we are out of time. These are our two cars which we use for our storm chases. These are very powerful 4x4s. We have a lot of recovery equipment, winches in the car, so that when we get stuck, that self, we do not get anybody to help when there are violent thunderstorms. So these are very important members of our team, actually. So we thought that we would include their pictures with that. Okay. So do we go ahead with that 10-minute clip, or they can actually see the clip themselves for downloading the presentation? What do you suggest?
I think you can share the link in the chat box, because we would like to have some queries from the audience.
Okay. So we will go for directly to the members audience interaction. Okay. So we will just share this slide where we have our information of our handles and everything. So thank you everybody for the patient hearing, and we are happy that we could share some important information with all of you. Climate change is real, and we have to do a lot to make sure that it does not destroy the nature, so that our future generations can enjoy beautiful earth. So thank you so much on behalf of all the members of Kolkata Cloudchasers.
Thanks, Debarshi, and thanks to other members of Kolkata Cloudchasers. Over to the audience now for any queries or doubts, any feedback they have, any comments.
Vivek, this is Jyoti here. May I ask a question?
Sure, Jyoti, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was just curious about, I have always been curious about why we do not have tornadoes as in on land. Like, is it because we don't have that much flat land? Is that a factor?
Chirasree, will you take this one?
Can you repeat your query, please?
Yeah, so I was just curious about why we have no tornadoes on land in India, in this geographical region. Is it because we have mountains and very less flat land? To me, it feels like we need a lot of an extensive stretch of flat land for the tornado to build up and move. But is my understanding correct, or am I totally off the track?
So actually, the weather pattern of India is totally different. The tropical weather system is completely different here. For tornado, we need extreme amount of warm air and extreme amount of cold air to collide. So this is happening nowadays because of the climate shift, because of the global warming. That we are getting extreme amount of warm air and the warm moist air and the cool air from the Himalayas. And the zone is basically the Chotanagpur Plateau area, Jharkhand area, and Odisha, West Bengal. These are the mainly the tornado-prone zone these are these are becoming the tornado prone zone nowadays because of those two different air types, not because of the plantation or something like that or plain areas. You need extreme amount of warm air and extreme amount of cold air to collide to form a tornado.
Ah, okay. Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else with a query? Kanis, Sayantan, Neeraj, anyone? So there's a comment by Neeraj. It was a really wonderful session, some brilliant photographs. The technical information was much appreciated. Got to learn about something that I might not have otherwise thought about. I'm definitely going to go on Instagram and go through your pictures. I was thrilled just looking at them.
Yes, I have to say I'm on cloud nine because to get this kind of information so beautifully collated and illustrated and spoken in a simple language is great. And I'm really grateful to you all for coming to our session and sharing so much very important and very exciting information with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. I think it was an honor for us to come to be given an opportunity to share more knowledge. And we are thankful. We are thankful to all of you, Vivekji, Indranil da, for giving this lead. And we are extremely happy that we could share a little bit of information with all of you, which might be helpful to everybody. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Debarshi. It looks like there are no more questions. So maybe you can play the video. We can sign off with the video. Thanks a lot to all the participants and to Kolkata Cloudchasers for this session. And next week we're taking a break. We don't have a session next week, so we can sign off with the video.
Okay, I will play a very short video, few minutes. This is actually the chase which we had, which Chirasree was talking about. Okay, what I will do actually is just share again, because I think the audio will not be enabled. Just let me do it again. Okay, we just share it again. So that,
what happened? What
share
happened to
sound.
audio? Why can't you share the audio?
Actually, I have to click a tab called share sound for videos. So that I wanted to do it again. Otherwise, you won't get the audio.
That's what I'm saying. So you know how to do that, right? I'm sorry if that's a basic
I
information.
just did it. I did it. I hope that this which it's played. They should play full. I
So
don't know why
it goes under when you click on
when
share
you click on
screen.
share, no, it's inside. Share
Like,
audio. Yeah, it's done. Yeah. Okay, it's done.
yeah.
Vivekji, I think there's some bandwidth issues. I think the videos is quite choppy, right? I was looking at from the other device. I think there's some bandwidth issues.
It was clear at my end.
No, but it was not as good as it would normally be at my end. So possibly what you can do is,
it's extremely choppy. Yeah.
now what you can do is you can share that video with Vivek. So when we create the video, the session video for our channel, we will add it. We can edit it.
Yes. Actually, the slideshow which I've shared with Vivekji, it has that video. I'll just send the video, in a separate way, so that you can add it to that.
Yes, I can do that. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am, and thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Thanks, everyone. Have a nice weekend.
Please and stay safe, everybody. Take all precautions and stay happy, stay healthy. Bye bye. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.